Hello children, our lesson number 14 is loci and constructions. What are these loci? You should know that the plural of locus is loci. So what is locus? Simply, a locus is a path. We should know that a set of points satisfying one or more conditions is known as a locus. Here I have given you few examples for locus in our environment. Okay children, there are four types of basic loci. So we will learn about those four basic loci. The first one, see the first one, locus of points. We know that locus is a path. Path of points which are located at a constant distance. Children, constant distance means a fixed distance. If that is 5 centimeters, every time it is 5 centimeters. Constant means it doesn't change. Okay, again we will see path of some points which are located at a constant speed, constant distance from where? From a fixed point. Okay, here I have given you a fixed point. From this fixed point, we have taken a constant distance. See, just think that this is every time 5 centimeters. This is a path. This is a path of some points at a constant distance from a fixed point. So we can see clearly it's a circle. So remember that locus of a point which is moving at a constant distance from a fixed point is what? It is a circle. Here I have given you. So this is the locus of the points and this is the fixed point. Here I have given you a practical situation. In a coconut tree, a cow is tied with the help of a rope. Okay, so this cow can move, and that means the longest length we will take. Okay, this cow can walk only in this area. So if we consider the maximum length, this is the path this cow can move. Okay, this is the fixed point. This tree is the fixed point. So this is the path of the cow from this fixed point at a constant distance. Of course, it can move inside the circle, but when we consider the longest length, it must be a circle. The path must be a circle. Okay, in our day-to-day life even we can see such examples. Now children, our second locus. See, locus of points. Locus of points, that means path of some points which are equidistant from two fixed points. Here I have given you two fixed points. We cannot change the places of these two points because they are fixed. Right, now from these two fixed points, a path is there. That path should be every time equidistant to A and B, equal distance from A and B. Just when we, first of all, we must join these 2 points with the help of a ruler. Okay, after getting this, we can separate this straight line into two equal portions. No, okay, we can separate this distance into two equal portions. At that point, when we consider this point is located equidistant to A and B points. Only that much. Consider another point like this. This is also located equidistant to A and B. Likewise, I am marking few points. Perpendicular line, no? It's a perpendicular line. We can see this line is perpendicular to AB line. So, each and every point I have drawn here are located equidistant to A and B. We will consider this point. See, equal distance. Another point we will take. This point is also equal distance to A and B. These two lengths are equal. Now I am marking a point from here. See, this point is little bit closer to A than B. So it is not doesn't belong to this locus. Okay, we cannot consider this point as an answer here. I'm marking another point from here. That is little bit closer to B than A. No, we should know that to A, B, both the points, this point, the new point should be located equidistant. So children, it is every time located like this. How do we get this result? By perpendicular bisector of this straight line. We have joined the two given fixed points with the help of a ruler. Then we can draw the perpendicular bisector of AB line. Okay, how do we construct perpendicular bisector? Here I will show you the construction. If these two are the 2 points, firstly we are joining those 2 points. Then take your compass, keep the metal point here, open the compass more than half of the length here and draw one arc up, another arc down, or else the full arc can be drawn. Then go to B point without changing the length that you have taken earlier. Draw another arc as if to cut the previous arc up and down. Now when we join this, we can see another 2 new points are formed. So after joining these 2 points with the help of a ruler, we can get this perpendicular bisector. This is the perpendicular bisector and this is how we construct it. This is a rough diagram. Okay, this is a rough diagram I have drawn. This is a construction. Construction means using the compass. Okay. Okay children, here I have shown you the 2 fixed points and the locus here. Okay. So in our day-to-day life even we can take some examples. You think that these two are 2 houses. Okay, these two have the people of these 2 houses want to plant a tree from equidistant to both the houses. If so, they can plant one tree wherever on this locus. Here at this point, likewise on any point on this locus they can plant the tree. That plant should be located at equidistant to both the points here. Okay children, now we will go to the exercise 14.1. There children, by a rough sketch, show the locus relevant to each motion given below. Rough sketch means you no need to use the compass. Okay, just a rough sketch. See A, the path of a rubber bushing which is tied to one end of a rope of length 50 cm and rotated by holding the stretched rope at the other end as shown in the figure. It must be a circle. For the first one, the locus must be a circle. This is a fixed point. Hand is the fixed point. Next, if you want to show the gap between the hand and the end of the rope, you can show it. Next, second one, the path of the tip of a hand of a working clock. Tip of a hand, it is also a circle. Next, B. There are 2 houses given to you. It is required to build a wall exactly halfway between the 2 houses. Indicate by a rough sketch wall. So, if the 2 houses are located like this, at equal distance to these 2. Like this, you can show the locus. Next, the path of the fire of a torch held by a fire torch rotating dancer in a perahara. It's also a circle. It can be seen in your textbook also. Next, path of a person riding. Path of one person riding a Ferris wheel. Okay, it also moves like a circle. If we can show one person like this, this person moves in a locus of a circle when the Ferris wheel moves. Next, path of the 2 children riding a seesaw. Okay, now 2 children are sitting like this, no? Right. So what must be the locus? We can see that not a whole circle. Part of a circle only they moves. Part of a circle. This is the locus of these two are the two loci of the two children. Now in the second question, children, you are given two trees named PQ. The horizontal gap between these two trees is 25 meters. So it is required to fix a tap at a distance of 15 meters away from each point. That means 15 meters away from point P and 15 meters away from point Q. So now you don't consider that these two are 2 points. You forget about this for a moment. 15 meters away from point P must be a circle, right? 15 meters away from that point P, it must be a circle. Here I will draw the locus of that point. Right. Next, for point Q also 15 meters away. These two are the two loci which are located 15 meters away from both the points. Now we can see these two loci meets at two different places. So from one of these two different places we can fix the tap. Why? It is that means this point, when we consider this point, it is 15 meters away from point P and point Q. Okay, this point is also 15 meters away for both the points P and Q. But if you are considering only one point like this, it is 15 meters away from Q but not 15 meters away from P. So only these 2 points can be considered as 2 points to fix the tap here. Right. Then it is required to cut a drain equidistant, remember, equidistant from the trees. Draw a rough sketch. Right, equidistant, no. So for that we know that we can join the two lines and we can draw rough figures. Okay, after joining the 2 points, by keeping the middle point here, draw 2 arcs like this without changing the length. This must be the locus. See, this is the locus of points moving equidistant to the points P, Q. Next, third question, children. Draw an angle of 50 degrees and name it PQR. Take the protractor. You should take the protractor, okay? Then you need to draw this angle with the help of a protractor and name these 3 points as PQR. Then they are telling us draw a rough sketch to indicate how the point which is equidistant from the points Q and R. Okay, by keeping the middle point at Q, draw 2 arcs. Again at R, draw 2 arcs. Now by joining these 2 points, we can draw the locus of points at a constant equidistant to the 2 points Q and R. Right, we drew it. Next they are telling and line on the arm PQ is found. That point, that new point is line on the arm PQ. Name it as S. This is the point which the locus and PQ arm intersect. So we can name it as S. Now children, in your fourth question, you are given 2 lamp posts named A, B with a distance of 10 meters. Now you are going to fix another lamp post named C 6 meters away from A and 8 meters away from B. 2 different lengths are given to both the points. So we will take like this. From point A, you forget about this point B for a moment. From point A, 6 meters away, no, that means it's a little length than the other one. Okay, so 6 meters away from A. So I will draw a small circle like this. This is 6 meters away. 6 meters away. Then from point B, 8 meters away. From B, 8 means little bit larger than the previous one. So that is 8 meters away. So we can see 2 points are located. They are like this. From point A 6 meters away and from point B 8 meters away. This point is also located 6 meters away from A, 8 meters away from B. So these two are the two points that we can use to fix the land C. Okay. So they have told mark the location of the lamp post C on a suitable rough sketch. Right. So this is one point, this is the other point. Next, Roman number 2. It is required to fix a lamp post D equidistant from the post A and B. Mark the location of the lamp post D on a suitable rough sketch. Okay, equidistant no. So you can join these 2 points. Okay, then keeping the middle point at A, you can draw 2 arcs up and down, or else draw a full circle. Then from point B, same distance, draw another 2 arcs. By joining these 2 points, we get the locus. Okay, so this is the locus of the points at equidistant to point A and B. So wherever on this locus, we can fix the lamp post D. So this must be the locus. So wherever on this locus, we can fix the next lamp post D. Now children, our third locus is this. Locus of points which are at a constant distance from a fixed line. From where? From a fixed line. Right. You are given a fixed line. Now we need to find a locus of points which are at a constant distance from this line. Okay, every time remember that if it is a straight line, a line which is parallel to that should be a locus. So here for this fixed line, we can draw 2 parallel lines from either side of this fixed line. Just imagine, for this fixed line, I want to draw a locus of points at 5 centimeters away. 5 centimeters away from this fixed line. So 5 centimeters from up and 5 centimeters down, we can draw 2 parallel lines. So there are 2 loci we can draw for a fixed line. Right. So here I have mentioned also 2 parallel lines. This is the locus. Children, to this given fixed line, we will learn how to construct 2 parallel lines from either side. Firstly, get the use of this straight edge and the set square. Okay, then in the set square we can see a right angle is there. So after keeping the ruler on the fixed line and keep the set square also as if to touch the right angle. Okay, then just imagine 3 centimeters away from the fixed line. So you can mark 3 centimeters from point to point. Now I mark 3 centimeters. Now you can move this set square a little bit forward and again mark 3 centimeters. Now again with the straight edge you can move the set square, mark 3 centimeters. From another point also we will mark 3 centimeters. See the way I'm marking. Now after marking all these, you can join these points together with the help of a ruler. If you want to draw another straight line which is parallel to this fixed line, keep this set square downward and the ruler from up as if to touch the fixed line, then 3 centimeters can be marked. From point to point you can mark 3 centimeters. You can move the straight edge and the set square, and from few different places you can mark 3 centimeters. Then again you can join those points with the help of a ruler. So these 2 are the 2 loci. Now children, of fourth locus, the locus of points equidistant from 2 intersecting straight lines. There are 2 straight lines which are intersected here. We are going to draw the locus of points equidistant to these 2 straight lines. Okay. When I mark a point like this, Is this equidistant to these two straight lines? No. I am marking a point from here. It is also not equidistant. From here? No. From here? No. But if I am marking here, it looks like little bit equidistant to both the straight lines. Of course, the angle bisector. I am drawing few points which are located equidistant to these two straight lines. When we consider this point, the distance, the gap between these two straight lines is equal every time. So remember that locus of points equidistant from two intersecting straight lines is what? It's an angle bisector. How do we construct that? Here I have given you the locus, angle bisector. How do we draw? From outside even we can draw, no problem. How do we construct it? Okay, with the compass, keeping the metal point here, you can draw an arc. Open the compass to any length, keep the metal point at the vertex and draw an arc. After that, we can see two new points are formed. Again, you can change the length if you want. Otherwise, with the same length, keeping the metal point at these two new points, you can draw another two arcs as if to cut. Keep the middle point here, draw one arc. Middle point here, another arc. Right, we will join them. Here we constructed the angle bisector. Now children, this is the summary of what we learned, okay, about the four main loci. First one, from a fixed point at a constant distance. What is the locus? It is a circle. We learned that. If there are two fixed points, you know that firstly you need to join the two fixed points. Thereafter need to construct the perpendicular bisector after drawing two arcs from these two places. So remember that it is a straight line, perpendicular bisector, okay. Then if it is a fixed line, two parallel lines from either sides. But this depends on the question. Sometimes we need to draw only one parallel line. It depends on the question, okay. Next, if there are two lines which are intersected, that must be an angle bisector. From the middle it should go, angle bisector. You know how to construct it. So remember these four main loci. Now children, this is a new part under this lesson, okay, that is constructing perpendiculars. We are going to construct perpendiculars to a given straight line. When you are given a straight line, how do we construct a perpendicular line? There are four situations here children. The first one is this. What is that? Constructing a perpendicular line to a given line from an external point. That means outside the straight line only a point is located. From that point we are going to draw perpendicular to the given line. So you should know if it is perpendicular, it shouldn't be slanted like this. It shouldn't be slanted like this. It should be perpendicular. So firstly children, take your compass. When you fix this compass children with the pencil, see, open it a little, that means open the compass a little when you fix the pencil, and when you keep these two metal point and the pencil point, they should be located at the same level. See, they should be on the same level when we keep on a table, right? Then the pencil point should be sharp also. Firstly children, keep this metal point at this external point X. Then open the compass and draw an arc segment as if to cut the straight line. Keep the middle point here and draw an arc like this as if to cut this AB straight line. Okay. Then children, can you see another two new points are formed at the intersection points here? Two new points are formed. Again, take the compass and with the same length or with any length, you can change the length if you want. Keep the metal point at one of the two new points that you form. Draw one arc segment below. Go to the next new point. Keep the metal point there. Again draw another arc as if to cut the previous arc. Here, keep the middle point here. Draw one arc. Go to this point without changing the length. draw another arc. Now that external point and this newly intersecting point can be joined. Okay, more than this even you can produce, no problem. So this is the perpendicular which is drawn to AB straight line from this external point X. See, another example I have given you. The external point is below the straight line. Keep the middle point here, draw an arc. After that, go to this point, draw another arc up. Go to this second point, draw another arc. Now, we can see another intersection point here. That point and the external point should be joined. Then we can see the perpendicular line. Next, a vertical line I have drawn. I haven't named it. Anyhow, the external point is drawn here. The external point is marked here. From this point, keep the middle point, draw an arc. Now, by keeping the middle points on these 2 points, we can draw another 2 arcs as if to intersect. Then you can join the 2 points. That means the external point and the intersection points can be joined. Then we can see a perpendicular. This is the perpendicular line which is drawn to the given line from external point X. Now, the second one, the second way of constructing a perpendicular. What is that? Constructing a perpendicular line to a given line. Just for an example, we will take this. For this given line, we are going to draw perpendicular through what? Through a point on the line. Earlier, the point was given outside the straight line as an external point. Okay, it was given. Now, the point is on the line. Right, when you are given a straight line with a point, at that point, how do we construct a perpendicular to this line? See, take the compass again. You can open it to any length, no problem. Then, keep the middle point at the given point on the straight line. Then, from either sides, you can draw 2 arcs like this. 2 arcs can be drawn like this. Okay, now we can see another 2 new points are formed now by keeping the middle point again up or down. No need to do from either side, up or down. Again you can draw another 2 arcs as if to intersect from up, from here also up. See, like this you can draw another 2 arcs. Now we can see an intersection point. That point and this point on the straight line can be joined. Here we have constructed a perpendicular to the given line. See the next. At point P, we will construct a perpendicular to this given line. Now keeping the middle point here, from either side we will draw 2 arcs, from left side or from right side. Okay, from one of the 2 sides, because to draw a straight line we need at least 2 straight lines. That's why we want to find another point. Now keep the middle point here again, draw 1 arc here. Again go to this point, keep the middle point here, draw another arc as if to cut the previous arc, join those 2 lines. This is a perpendicular. Next, a slanted line I have drawn with a given point. Keep the middle point here. 2 arcs should be drawn from either sides. Now at these 2 points, by keeping the middle points, you can draw another 2 arcs. By joining those 2, we can construct the perpendicular. Now the third one, children, we are going to construct a perpendicular line to a given line through what? Through an end point. If you want to construct a perpendicular line at this end point or else at the other end point, this is how we do that. Take the compass. Firstly, keeping the ruler, you can produce this line a little. You can draw a dotted line. Firstly, produce. Why? At this point from either side, we need to draw 2 arcs. So, produce the line. Thereafter, like earlier, keep the middle point at this point. From either sides, draw 2 arcs. Then from these 2 points again, you can draw another 2 arcs and then join the new intersection point of the arcs and the end point. Then we can get the perpendicular line. Next, at the other end point, how do we construct a perpendicular line? Keep the ruler straight, produce the line firstly, keeping the middle point of the compass, draw 2 arcs from either side, then go to this point, draw 1 arc, go to the other new point, draw another arc. The end point and this intersection point can be joined. This is the perpendicular to the given line at the end point. Okay, now I have drawn a vertical line here. At this point we need to construct a perpendicular. Firstly, keeping the ruler, produce the line segment. Keeping the middle point here, draw 2 arcs from either sides. Now from left side or from outside, from right side, okay? Keeping the middle point here, keep the middle point here, draw an arc. Join these 2 points. A perpendicular has been constructed. Now children, the fourth one is constructing a perpendicular bisector. A perpendicular bisector of a straight line. What is this perpendicular bisector? You may have heard. But children, this is a straight line, of course. But this straight line is perpendicular to the given straight line. And remember very specially, this perpendicular line should pass through the midpoint of the given straight line. Right? See this example. I need to construct the perpendicular bisector. That means a line which is perpendicular to this line, and it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. In different distances we cannot draw that. It should pass through the midpoint of this straight line. Okay? Right. How do we construct it? For this straight line, xy. Firstly, take the compass, open it to any length, but this length shouldn't be less than the half of this length. It should be little bit bigger than the half of this length. Okay? After taking that length, by keeping the middle point at one end point, draw 2 arcs up and down, or else draw a full arc. Then go to the other end point. Don't change the length. Remember that, don't change the length that you have taken. Keep the middle point at the other end point. Draw another 2 arcs up and down as if to cut the previous 2 arcs you drew, or else a full arc from this point. One full arc from this point, another full arc. Okay, likewise even you can do. Here I am doing that. Keeping the middle point here, up and down. Go to this point, up and down. Now we can see those 2 are intersected. So keep the ruler. Remember, keep the ruler, join these 2 points. So this is a perpendicular bisector, and remember these 2 lengths should be equal now because we have drawn the perpendicular bisector. Next figure, a vertical line I have drawn. We are going to draw a perpendicular line which is passing through the midpoint of this straight line. Keep the middle point of the compass here, open more than half the length of this, then draw 2 arcs like this. Go to the other point, draw another arc without changing the length. Now you can join these 2 straight lines here. This is the perpendicular. Next, for this straight line we are going to draw the perpendicular bisector. Open the compass to more than half of this length, keep the middle point here, up and down, go to this point, up and down. If they are not meeting, again go to the previous point, again draw it, produce it. Now join these 2 points, a perpendicular bisector. Now children, the summary of what we learned earlier. We will learn how to construct the 4 types of perpendiculars. See, to a given straight line, from an external point, we can construct a perpendicular. From this point, draw an arc, and after keeping the middle point from these 2 new points, draw another 2 arcs, then join the external point and this intersection point. This is the perpendicular. Now, at this situation, on the given straight line, we are given the point also. At this point, we are going to draw perpendicular to this given line. Keeping the middle point here, from either side we draw 2 arcs. Again go to this point, up or down. You can draw 1 arc, go to this place, another arc, join these 2. Why did we draw only in one side? Because to draw a straight line, we need at least two straight lines, the original point and this intersection point. Next, at an end point, how do we construct a perpendicular? Firstly, produce the straight line by keeping the ruler. Now, follow the previous method. Keep the middle point at the given point. Draw two arcs from either side. Now, again from those two new points, draw two arcs as if to cut. This is the perpendicular. Next, perpendicular bisector. Open the compass to more than half of this length. Keep the middle point here, up and down, draw two arcs. Without changing the length that you took earlier, keep the middle point here, draw another two arcs up and down as if to cut the previous arcs. This is the perpendicular bisector. Now children, look at this example. I have drawn here a triangle ABC. Okay, I am going to draw a perpendicular to AB from C point. From point C, I am going to draw a perpendicular to AB. How do we do that? Keep the middle point at C, draw an arc segment as if to cut AB. Now from these 2 points, keeping the middle points, you can draw another 2 new arcs, then join point C and this intersection point. This is the perpendicular to AB. Now children, if I am telling you to name the intersection point of AB and the perpendicular AB and the perpendicular as X, you need to mark this point as X, because this is the intersection point of the perpendicular and this AB line. Now children, our next section is constructing angles. Okay, we are going to construct angles with the help of the compass. Right. First of all, we will learn about how to bisect angles. Okay, how to construct angle bisectors, how to divide an angle into 2 equal portions. Just imagine you are given an angle like this. Okay, firstly, get the compass, open it to any length that you want. This middle point should be kept at the vertex. Draw an arc like this. After that, keeping the middle point at these 2 new points, you can draw another 2 arcs. Join the vertex point and this intersection point. This is called the angle bisector. Earlier even you learnt angle bisector. Just think, this full angle is 60 degrees. Now we can see 30 degrees from either sides. Right. Firstly, we will learn about how to construct 60-degree angle. Right. At this point, I need to construct 60 degree. Right. Get the compass, open it to any length that you want. Keeping the middle point here, draw an arc without changing the length that you took. Remember, don't change the length that you took earlier. Go to this newly formed point. This is a new point formed. Go to this point, then cut the previous arc. Now the starting point and this newly formed point should be joined. Right, this is 60 degrees. Right, now just imagine at this point you need to construct 60 degrees. What do? Open the compass to any length, keep the middle point here, draw an arc like this, go to this new point without changing the length that you took earlier, cut the previous arc. Now this end point and this intersection point should be joined with the help of a ruler. This is 60 degrees from this side. Next one, 120 degrees. Right. At this point I am going to construct 160 degrees from this side. Open the compass to any length, draw a little bit bigger arc than the earlier. Okay, now without changing the length that you took like earlier only, keep the middle point here, draw one arc. What is this angle? 60 degrees. We know twice 60 is 120. So go to this point again, draw another arc. Now at this point we can find 120 degrees. See, from here we will do that. Sorry. Yes, from this point we will do that. Take the compass, Draw, open it to any length. Draw a bigger arc than earlier. Now what do we do without changing the length that you took? Keep the middle point at this point. Draw one arc and go to that place. Draw another arc. First arc, the second arc. Now the end point and the second point should be joined. This is 120. Next, 30 degrees. To construct 30 degrees, we want to make an angle bisector. Okay, firstly you should know that half of 60 is 30 degrees. So when we bisect 60 degree angle, we get 30 degrees. So this is how we do this. Firstly, construct 60 degrees. This is 60 now. Don't go to complete it. If you really want to complete it, keep the ruler, draw a dotted line. Okay, because this is not the angle we want. Draw a dotted line. Right, anyhow, after keeping like this, you can do like this. Go to this point, draw an arc. Go to the other point, draw another arc. This is how we construct an angle bisector. Half of 60 is coming. This is 30 degrees. Next, 15 degrees. You should know half of 30 is 15. So we will bisect this 30 also. Then we get 15 degrees. Two angle bisectors should be constructed here. See how I am doing that. Draw an arc firstly to this side, and without changing that length, keeping the middle point here, draw another arc segment. Now you should know when we bisect this angle, we get 30 degrees. We are not going to draw a dotted line because we want the points to draw the arcs. Now you know this is 30 degrees. We don't want 30, we want 15 degrees. Angle bisect of this. Keep the middle point here. Draw one arc. Go to this point now. Okay, this is the angle section we are going to bisect now. Go to this point. Draw another arc. Now by joining these two, we get 15 degrees. 90 degrees. There are two ways of constructing 90 degrees. This is one way. At this point, if you want to construct 90 degrees, we can produce this a little. You can remember the third method we learned. At an end point, how did we construct a perpendicular? Like that only we construct 90 degrees. By keeping the middle point here, draw two arcs from either side. Then go to this point. Draw two arcs. These 2 points should be joined 90 degrees. Or else you can construct 120 degrees. Then 60 is already there. If we can add another 30 degrees, 90 can be formed. So this angle 60 can be bisected. Thereafter that 60 and 30, when we join, 90 is coming. That is another way. Now children, we are going to construct 45 degree angle. You know that half of 90 degrees is 45 degrees. That means we want to bisect 90 degree angle. Right? Firstly, you need to construct 90 degree angle. This is how we construct 90 degree. Now, you better construct another arc by keeping the middle point here. Draw another arc. Then from starting point and ending point, you can draw another two arcs, and by joining that, we get 45 degrees. Okay? And children, this is another method of constructing 45 degree angle. Okay, you should know that 30 plus 15 is 45. Firstly, we will construct 60 degree angle. Keep the middle point here. This is 60 degree. Okay, then we will bisect this one. This is 60 now. We know that when we bisect it, we get 30 degrees. Okay, 30 is okay. Now to construct 15 degrees, we know that if this is 30 degrees out of 60, this is also 30. When we bisect this angle, we get 15 degrees. Keep the middle point here, draw one arc, go to this point, draw another arc. Every time get the starting and ending points. Okay, then we get 15 degrees from here. Altogether how much? 45 degrees. So this is easier than the previous one. Okay. Then how do we copy an angle? I have drawn two angles to be copied, but I haven't drawn any arc in these two diagrams. Okay, firstly, draw a line down like this. I'm going to copy this angle here, right at this point. Now children, get the compass, open it to any distance that you want, keeping the middle point here, draw an arc. Now without changing that length, go to this point. From here now you want to copy this angle, draw the same mark here, right? The size shouldn't be changed, remember that specially. Then children, again go to the previous angle. Now you know, by using this metal point and this pencil point, we can measure this angle with the help of the given 2 points. Okay, see, by using the pencil point and the metal point, we can get the size of this angle. Now go to the place where you want to construct the angle. We can see one new point here. Keep the metal point there. To get the other point, draw an arc. Now when we join these two, we get the same angle. Again I will explain. If you want to copy this angle at this point, okay, get the compass, open it to any length, keep the metal point at the vertex, draw an arc. Without changing the length that you took, go to the new point, draw the same arc here. Now what do we do? By adjusting these two metal point and the pencil point, we can get the size of this angle. You can adjust it, okay? Right, after that, go to this place. We know that this is a newly formed point. Keep the metal point of the compass there. Draw an arc segment. Now when you join these two, we get the same angle. This is how we copy angles. Okay children, in this example, firstly, we need to draw a straight line segment of length 10 centimeters and name it as AB. So you can draw a straight line freely, and then with the help of the compass, measure 10 centimeters, mark one end point. Okay, measure 10 centimeters with the help of the compass. Okay, after that you can mark 10 centimeters. From here I will mark that this is 10 centimeters. We will name that straight line as AB. So after that children, you are given some more steps. The same steps should be done in the same diagram. Problem number 2. Construct an angle of 60 degrees at A. At A, we need to construct 60 degrees. How? By keeping the middle point here, draw an arc segment. Without changing the length that you took, go to this new point, draw an arc segment. Right, this is 60 degrees. Next, at point B, we need to construct an angle of 30 degrees. At this point, from this side, we will draw an arc segment. Go to this new point. After intersecting this, we get 60 degrees. We don't want 60, we want 30. How do we get 30? By angle bisection. Go to this point, draw an arc segment. Go to this point, draw another arc segment. Right. Correctly, you need to join the points. Right. This is 30 degrees. Then they are telling, produce the constructed lines. I have already produced them as if to meet, but if you have drawn them halfway, you need to produce the two straight lines here so that they intersect, and name the intersection point. The intersection point of these two straight lines should be named as C. This point must be C. Right, this is the construction under that question.